Imagine, man, you have a YouTube channel, a TikTok channel. You're doing good, man. You got a lot of subscribers, man. You're enjoying life, money. Life is good, man. What else do you want, right? You consider yourself a YouTuber. You don't consider yourself a gangster, a member of any criminal organization. You're just you, right? And all of a sudden, one morning you wake up and you see yourself in your computer, and it's a pamphlet, right? You see your picture with your name. And there's some individuals right there with their face crossed over, right? Meaning that those guys are unalive. And then you wonder, man, what just happened, right? So I'm gonna tell you the story of the influencers of Mexico who are going through it. And these individuals, most of these influencers live in Sinaloa, or at least used to live in Sinaloa, and they are being taken down one by one, man. Scary nightmare, scary way to live. But that's what's happening right here in Mexico. But before we continue this video, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, man, you better subscribe to the channel because it doesn't cost you nothing. Only thing you're doing is you're helping my channel to be pushed out there. And I highly appreciate it. For those who've been supporting the channel, thank you very much. And also, do not forget to throw your comment on this. Highly appreciate it. So let's get to the video. So this is the story of the influencers of Mexico, right? These influencers used to live in Sinaloa, and a faction. Basically, Sinaloa is controlled by two factions, right? The guys with the hat and the guys that like pizza, right? So the guys with the hat basically are going into conflict with the guys that love pizza. And what's happening? So I guess all these influencers who are making all this money somehow, some way are being accused of being connected with the guys who love the pizza, right? And what's happening? Basically, they're saying that they're helping with money to provide for the pizzas with weapons, right? Money, more weapons, helping with the conflict, and eventually money moves everything. So what does the guys from the sombrero do? They start taking these guys out because this is the bank, and we have to take all these individuals out of the map, right? They want everybody one by one, and that's what's going on. So far, I believe there's like around 5 lives. Sad situation, but that is the truth of Mexico. A lot of those individuals move out of the country, move to a state called Jalisco, which basically they're some way somehow protected, right? Because these guys with the hat cannot go into that state because it'll be all bad, right? But trip on this, right? One of those guys, super famous influencers, is Marquitos Toys. This guy's has millions of followers, subscribers, whatever. Guy is making bank left and right. Him, his brother KC, and his sister-in-law left the country, took off, went to Spain, were in France, enjoying their money, hoping that everything was gonna die down, and it didn't. It didn't. People don't forget. One of his brothers, right, end up staying, I believe, in Baja California. Recently, 2 or 3 days ago, he became unalive. His picture was also on that pamphlet. He is an influencer as well as his brother. Not as famous, of course, but he does content. And he was terminated in a restaurant. They just waited for him to finish his meal. Once he came out to get on his expensive ass car, man, he was terminated. Sad situation because the wife was right there, man. But this is the life that a lot of individuals, a lot of influencers are living right now, in where their picture came on this pamphlet. Now they're running for their lives. They hope that they are protected because at the end of the day, man, when a faction wants you, man, they're gonna do whatever they want to do to get you, man. And the thing about this is that certain individuals didn't believe that this was gonna happen, and this is happening one by one. Each influencer is being taken down. So trip on this, right? Because you will assume that once this guy is unalive, they're like, man, just let him just bury this individual, do the proper funeral and stuff like that, and then bury him, right? Pay some respects. But no, not only that. The rumor goes that this faction, the guys with the hat, said, nah, you're not allowed to bury your brother in Sinaloa. You have to bury him somewhere else because you already know. Because if you come right here, it's gonna be all bad for Marquitos Toys and his other brother KC and sister-in-law. So sad situation. That's what's going on right here in Mexico. Apparently, you have to understand, man. When people get involved and stuff like that, allegedly, right? Because we don't know nothing and we're not trying to find out, right? That's not our business, but we are just giving you the news of what's going on right here in Mexico for those individuals who are interested on the news in English of what's actually happening right here in Mexico with all these influencers being taken down, which is basically a pamphlet that was thrown out there with 20 something faces, right? 20 something faces. And so far, every so often, a face gets crossed over. Now, if you go to this pages, these channels, they report this news, right? Whenever they report the news of especially Marquitos, right? When somebody gets unalive, somebody close to him, close to his team and stuff like that, it seems like a lot of that stuff is revolved around him, right? Because his team is being taken down little by little. And when you get into the comments, man, you just hear a lot of people just throwing nothing but hate. Because I guess this individual, Marquitos Toys, thought that he was untouchable, and that's how he felt, right? It used to come out like he was arrogant, that he was too much, that he thought he was the shit. But the reason why is because he had some connections with big individuals, very influential. He had connections because he had connections with influential people within that lifestyle, right? Now, that one friend that he had was locked up, was put away. I don't know if he already got sent to the States, but now it's different times. His friends is not outside no more to support him, to give him the people to protect him because he's locked up. They're saying that the location of Marquitos Toys' brother, man, Casey, got compromised. Apparently he's in Mexico. I don't know if it is true, but at the end of the day, man, it's a bad situation to be in, right? Imagine you thought you were doing it. You decided to connect yourself with something that you shouldn't done that. But at the end of the day, it's like, man, like, what can you do? Because let's just be honest about this. Because people like this are basically, man, are you going to join me or you're not? And if you say you're not, it's going to be all bad. But if you end up joining, eventually maybe the enemies down the way, they're going to do what they're doing to these influencers, man. So it is a sad situation for all of these individuals who eventually all move out of Sinaloa, and still they're going at it in Sinaloa. A lot of people have become unalive. Sad situation, but that is the reality of Mexico. Nowadays, you cannot even become an influencer because they're trying to fucking tag you in with something, and they're trying to cash out on you, right? Straight up, man. But with this being it, we are done with this story. Thank you very much for coming through. Highly appreciate it. To next video.